And joining me now in studio are Taglit Birthright volunteers Oliver Powell and Max Harry Levy. Thank you so much for joining us in studio today.
Thank you for
Let me start by asking you both, what motivated you to join this Birthright volunteer program immediately after October 7th?
Well, when October 7th happened, we all saw the images on TV and how horrifying that was. I think for me personally, just seeing the reaction in the United States and how everybody was responding to such a horrible event, and seeing the protests and, in support of actual terrorists, that made me want to come to Israel and actually see what's going on, and then equip myself with the tools necessary to kind of explain what's going on and just put the situation out there outright.
Now, since you guys arrived on July 29th, you've both been involved in a variety of volunteer activities. You've been painting some of the areas affected by the attacks, food packaging, farming. Is there any particular experience that's been standout to you, that's really impacted you in a longer term, circumstance? Yeah,
so for me, in particular, when we went to, I believe it was a moshav called the Salad Trail. I don't know if you know this place, but one of the, I believe he may have been an owner. Anyways, he had such a traumatic experience after the event that he ended up making these really wonderful necklaces out of the Iron Dome. So this is a remnant from the Iron Dome, and he's carved it into the shape of Israel with a blue dot symbolizing the place where that rocket fell. And I think to me that was really so meaningful to see how he turned something so traumatic into a way of expressing his desire for peace and hope and love for Israel.
That's really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
A similar question for you. Birthright, part of their goal is to connect young Jews with Israel and with Israelis. I'm wondering if you have any meaningful relationships or friendships that have been formed through this process that you wouldn't have otherwise had.
Absolutely. So I'm from Australia, and in Australia we're far away from everything America-related, Europe-related, Israel-related. And so it's an absolute pleasure to meet so many people from those different backgrounds. We don't necessarily go to the same schools or have the same sort of family values or even speak the same language, and yet Judaism unites us all, and we can become best friends in a matter of days because we just have this shared appreciation for our religion, for our history, for our heritage, and a shared sort of pain and grief over October 7th. So I worked really closely with an organization called Hagal Sheli, and they do fantastic work working with children from the north that have been displaced, children from the south that have been displaced, kids that are living in Tel Aviv that are struggling with everything emotionally, just taking them out on the water. And so probably the most surprising relationship that I was able to build were with 13-year-old boys and 15-year-old girls from Jerusalem and from bits and places all across Israel that I was able to, again, not necessarily speak the same language, but have the sorts of same emotions and the same feelings and the same experiences that allowed us to transcend language and transcend the fact that we weren't from the same country, but get together. And that was a really, really beautiful experience. So those were the sorts of relationships that even surprised me. I wasn't expecting to build such strong friendships.
What about you? Did you have any relationships that were formed as a result of this volunteering program that you perhaps didn't expect?
Yeah, I think I've made a lot of friends during this program, which is really wonderful. So I've added them all on Instagram. I plan on keeping in contact with them, and maybe we'll come again.
You can always stay.
Yeah, I think I will one day, actually.
Yeah. So as you prepare to return home, do you feel like you're more equipped, or I guess qualified, to speak about what's going on in Israel and to sort of be an ambassador, a private ambassador for the state of Israel and the things you've experienced through this Mosaic United program, as well as the work of the Ministry of Diaspora Affairs?
Yeah, I think that's one of the problems with being Jewish in America, is that a lot of people are not equipped with the knowledge necessary to actually explain the side, to let the world understand what's really going on. So how can they be an ambassador if they don't have that equipment, right? So coming to Israel with this program is a great way of just learning what's going on, being educated, going to see the sites. We went to the Nova concert site. It was, wow, it was so touching, to be honest. And I plan on going back home and talking to a lot of my non-Jewish friends and telling them what was going on, what I saw, and actually how they can help.
Absolutely. Well, we are out of time, but I want to thank you so much for being here, first of all, and for all the work that you guys are doing. And we hope that you stay, but if you don't, then come back for sure.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for joining us.